Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for this tutorial video. In this video, I am going to show you how to create a new website page for your website from scratch. In this video, we're going to create a page for a Christmas Eve service that we're having. And we're going to use it sort of as a landing page to advertise on social media and just get the word out about this service. But after this video, you can use this to create just about any page for your website you want to for any event that your church is hosting. So the first thing you can see is that we have a nice banner at the top here with an image in the background. We got some nice big text here and some smaller text. And then if you scroll down, we have kind of this white margin with a video in here with some text on the side of that. And then if we scroll down, we come across this section which has a nice Christmassy red color in the background. We have some text here with an image next to it just to help it stand out more. And then down here, we have a place for people to sign up if you want them to. So we've got a little contact form and then just some text encouraging them to sign up. And if they do, we'll save them a seat for the Christmas Eve service. So this is the page. It's nice and simple. Just a nice, graphically appealing page here, not too complicated. And like I said, the great thing is that you can use something like this to create a page for just about any event or ministry or anything going on in your church that you'd like to share with your church members and other people. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to create this page from scratch. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to log into your website dashboard. And over here on the left-hand side, under Pages, you're going to click Add New Page. And then we're going to name this something. So let's just call it My Church Event. And once you've given it a name, you're going to click the purple button that says Use the Divi Builder. And then what I always do is I click the blue button that says Use Visual Builder. You could use this to build your website, but I don't like using the back end because I'm a visual person and I like seeing things on the front end. So go ahead and click the blue button that says Use Visual Builder. And then what's going to happen is these three options are going to show up. It's going to give you a build from scratch option, choose a pre-made layout, or clone an existing page, which is basically duplicating a page that's already on your website. So for this tutorial, we're going to choose the build from scratch option. I'm going to exit out of here. So this is what a brand new page looks like. You can tell it's not very nice looking. It's kind of distorted. You can't really scroll anywhere. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click in this white area here, and I'm going to click the little gear icon. And I want to change the background to something else. So I'm going to come down here under background, and I'm going to click the photo icon, click add image, and I'm going to go to my stock images here in the library and just type in Christmas. I'm going to choose this as the background. And what you'll notice is that it's still kind of distorted. Like you can tell there's a picture back here, but you can't really see the full image. So what we're going to do is we're going to hover and click on this section. And you can see it gives us this option to stretch the image. So we're just going to bring it a little bit down like that. And that looks a lot better. Okay, so we've got our image here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a text box in the middle of this page. Now you can see there's this little green plus icon here. Go ahead and click that. And when you click it, it's going to bring these options up. These are basically elements that go within each section of your website. So if we go back to the website we've already built, you can tell that this part of the website is its own section. And then when you scroll, this white part is its own section. This red part is its own section, and so on and so forth. But the text box and the video in this section is its own element that you're going to be working within. So let's go back to the page we're creating, and we're going to choose just the one solid element for the banner up here. And then it's going to ask you to add your module. You can scroll, you can see there's lots of different options in here. But for this tutorial, we're going to choose the text box because we want to add some text here. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. And it brings up this purple box, and under content, this is where you're going to make changes to the text. So I always say content is where you're going to put what you're saying on the website, and design is how you're going to make that text look on the website. So I'm going to go into content, and I'm going to remove most of this text here. And by the way, if this box ever gets in the way of your work, you can always move it around. You can also click this little icon here, and what that does is it pushes the box to the side of the screen, and then it readjusts the desktop over here. So if you like having that ability, you can click that button and it'll bring this designing box over here, or you can just move it around the screen. So I am going to paste in here the wording, just peace on earth, and then we want to bring it to the center of this image. So I'm going to click just to center it here, and then we're going to design it. So I'm going to go under design, and we're going to go to text, and we want this to be a nice big header text. We really don't want it to be a paragraph text because paragraph is smaller and header text is bigger. So to make this a header text, what we're going to do is, let's see, we're going to come back. Actually, let's back up. We'll go to content. We'll go to text. Okay, so here we see that it's under paragraph. Let's go ahead and choose the heading 1 option. It doesn't make it that much bigger, but we can go ahead and change that in design. Now that this is a header text, we're going to actually go to the heading text and not the normal text. And you can see when I hover over heading text, this lights up. There's a blue line over there so you know what you're editing. So let's go ahead and click this, and let's scroll down, and let's do a couple of things. Let's go ahead and change the color to white just so it stands out. And then let's make the text just a little bit bigger. I think we'll give it maybe a 65. That doesn't look too big. And you can always adjust it however you want to. And then the other thing I'm going to do is just add a nice shadow behind there so it makes it stand out a little bit more. So we got that done. Now we've got the peace on earth. And the second thing we want to do is add a little paragraph underneath this. So if you click this green box, it's going to bring up the plus sign again, and you can click that. And there's a couple of things, there's a couple of ways to add this text here. You can either repeat the process, click the solid element, and then choose the text here, or an easier way to do it is if you exit out of here. I'm going to go ahead and delete this out. If you click on this text, there's actually a duplicate button, and you can duplicate that so that the text comes down here. So that's a little bit faster. It might help you when you're designing your page just to make it a little bit quicker. Now we're going to come in here and we're going to edit. Click that little gear icon, and let's go ahead, instead of making this a heading 1, let's turn this back into a paragraph 1. And what we're going to do is go under design. This time we're going to go under text. Remember, this is the heading text, which is this one. And this little tiny text here is the normal text. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And let's start by making it semi-bold. And then we'll give it a white color. And let's make the text a little bit bigger. Let's see, maybe a 35. And then I'm going to copy over here and paste my text in here. And we'll go ahead and add a shadow to this as well. Okay, so now we've got our smaller text and our larger text. And we're pretty much good to go. I think the only thing I'm going to change is, you see how there's a lot of space down here. I think I'm going to bring this up just a little bit, and you can do that if you hover over and click the main section. You'll see that there's that little arrow, kind of like what we did earlier in the video, that allows you to move this up however you want to. So I'm just going to move it up just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit to kind of remove some of that space. So the first part of this tutorial is done. We've created our header banner with the text, so we're good to go on that. Let's go ahead and build the next section of our website. So to do that, we're going to come down here and we're going to click this little blue plus sign. This plus sign basically allows us to add a new section, kind of like the ones that are on our website page here. So we're going to come back here, we're going to click this, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the regular. This is probably the one I use the most. And we're going to choose the 2-block element. The reason is because we're going to create a video here, and then next to it we're going to put some text. So let's go back and let's choose this option, and then it's going to ask us, what would you like to add in this part, in this section? So we want to add a video. So if we type in video, it gives us this here. It's going to have this default video from Divi here, and to change that, we're just going to go click that gear icon. Let me go back because I kind of did that fast. So you hover over and click this gear icon, and then you're going to go to insert from URL. This is the method I always recommend, because if you can link a video from like your YouTube, it's going to make your site go a lot faster. If you try to upload videos directly to your library, it can cause your website to lag. So we're just going to paste this YouTube video in here. Put it in there like that. Okay, so we've got our video. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to click this button and we're going to choose a text box. Okay, so there's going to be a couple of things that we do. So the first thing is I am going to separate some text here. This is where it gets fun, because I want kind of a header text, maybe a header 2 text up here, and then I want to bring the rest of the text into a paragraph down here, sort of like what we have here. So we've got this header text up there, and then we've got this paragraph text down here. So to do that, we're going to come back here, and in this box under content, I am just going to put my cursor right about here, and then I'm going to do Control Enter. I think it's Control Enter at least. We're going to highlight the top text here, and we're going to turn this into a heading 2. So you can see that when we do Control Enter and we separate the text, now this text is its own separate paragraph, and now we've got this header text up here that's a little bit bigger. So now we're going to, let's see, we're going to change this text to say everyone needs to connect. Uh-oh, something messed up here. If this ever happens, just click or push Control Z, and it'll get you back to where you were at. Let's see, or maybe not. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and type this in here. Sometimes you get quirky moments like that, but you can always undo it. So we're just going to type, everyone needs to connect. And then under here, we're going to put, let's see, let's face it. This year has been difficult for many people. Okay, so we've added our text here, and you can see it kind of looks like this one that we have. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here, and I'm just going to add a little bit more margin down here. And to do that, again, we're just going to click on the outer box, and we're just going to stretch that a little bit more, just to give it a little bit more margin. There we go. Perfect. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add another section down here. So again, we're going to click the little blue plus sign. We're going to do a regular, and we are going to choose the 2-block one again. Okay, now for this page, we have our text over here and the image over here. And I like to do that just for website pages. It helps make it look a little bit more clean. You know, if you have an image or a video up here and text over here, I like to switch it up in the next section and have the text over here and the image over there. It just seems to make it a little bit more clean and engaging. So I'm going to come back over here, and for this section, we're going to put the text box over here. And then we're going to come back to that in a second, and we're going to add our image box over here. Okay, now in just a minute, I'm going to update both of these, but first, let's change the background color of this section. So if you hover over the box and click it, you'll see that this little blue gear icon shows up. So let's go ahead and click that. And what we're going to do is under content, we're going to click background, and we're going to click the color, add background color here, and you want to just click any part of the the color skew, and it brings up all the different color options. So for this one, I chose kind of a nice, I tried to make it a Christmassy color red. Let's see. Oh, go back. Darker. Yeah, that's close enough. So we'll just stick with that for now, and you can experiment with different colors when you're doing it. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is edit that. So I'm going to click here, and I am going to do the same thing I did for this text box. I'm going to separate it so that we have our own little mini header 2 text and a paragraph text. So I'm going to put my cursor here, and I'm going to push Control Enter, and that gives us 2 separate text boxes to work with. So for this one, I'm going to highlight it, go up to paragraph, and choose heading 2. I'm just going to move this over. And then I'm going to go to design, and for the heading 2, I'm going to change that to white. Oh, and then another thing, because you'll notice, let me go back to content under text. So for this here, you'll notice that it says heading 2 because I want it to be a little bit smaller than the heading 1. Well, now when you go to design and you go to heading text, make sure you click that and make sure you choose the heading 2 option because we're not working in heading 1, we're working in heading 2. So we're going to click that, and then we're going to choose the white font, and then we're going to throw a shadow in the background. Then, let's see, let's close that up. We're going to go back to text, and we're going to work on this area. And we're going to make that white, and we're going to add a shadow as well, just so it kind of helps it stand out a little bit more. The next thing we're going to do is, I think I'm going to make this a little bit, oops, that's the wrong one. You can make spacing in the text letters if you want to. This is all it does. That's not what I was trying to do. I just wanted to make it a little bit bigger. So to make the font a little bit bigger, you would do the text size. Let's see. Yeah, that's about good. And then let's go ahead and let's make the header to text a little bit bigger as well. So let's come over here and go to design, go to heading text, and let's make that just a teensy bit bigger. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is see if I can copy and paste the text I've already written. There we go. And then we'll come in here, paste that. Perfect. So now we've got some text here, and you can add, whatever you want to this text. You can put as much information as you want to, but this is just a nice, simple little blurb that shows, that we're having a photo booth and eggnog and stuff at the beginning of the service, and that the person can join them. Now let's go ahead and change our image. So you're going to click on the image. You're going to click the gear icon. You're going to click the icon on the image here. And I have a photo of just a slice of pumpkin pie here. We're going to go ahead and upload that. There we go. Now, you'll notice when we go back to the page we created, I rounded the corners here, and I also added a border. So let me show you how to do that real quick. So we're going to come in here, we're going to click the image, click the gear icon, and then we're going to go to design. And then we're going to come down here and click border. Now to round the corners, you'd come under here where it says round corner. Just move this over. And we are going to just adjust this. Now you'll notice when I adjust one, all of the corners adjust. So we're just going to keep doing this until we get a nice rounded corner. And you can see that it's already changed. So that's how you round the corners. Now we're going to add a border. So if you come down here under border styles, let's see, we're going to click this, and we're just going to give it a nice border width, maybe about 6 pixels. And then we're going to choose a color, help it stand out, and we're good. So now we have an image with border and rounded edges, just like our other page does. Now, this section is kind of slim, and I want to add just a little bit of margin. I know I'm kind of picky. This probably isn't a big deal for your church, but I just want to make sure that there's a little bit of margin down here. Maybe bring it up a little bit more up here as well. Oops. There we go. Okay, so we've got this section taken care of. The last step is we're going to add one more section with a contact form. So again, we're going to click here, and we're going to click the blue plus sign. We're going to do a regular section, and for this one, we're going to do the 2 here. And by the way, I think for most churches, you're always going to be working with either one solid row or an element, or you're going to be working with the 2. Sometimes you can do 3, but typically it'll be between these 2 that you work with the most. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to click the 2 section here, and we're going to look up contact form. Perfect. And you can see it's already added this for you. If you want to make adjustments to this form, just click on it and click the gear icon, and you can make edits to the different name fields and stuff, add text and all those different things. You can also change things with like the button design and all that. But we're just going to leave this here for now. And then over here, we're going to add a text box. And then again, just like we've done for the other sections, we're going to separate the text that we've got a header to and a paragraph text. So I'm going to put my cursor here. I'm going to push Control Enter. And then I'm going to come up here, highlight that, choose the heading 2 text, and then let's see. Let's go ahead, and you can make the text bigger if you want to. Yeah, let's make it a little bit bigger. I think it's fine, but let's just make it a little bit bigger anyways. So we're going to go to text size, make it maybe 22, and then we'll come up to, we'll close this out. We'll go to heading text and go to the H2 tab, and we'll make it just a little bit bigger. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste the text over. And I think I'm going to bring some of this text down just so it looks a little bit more uniform. There we go. And then we're going to copy and paste our text in here. There we go. And then again, I'm just going to add a little bit of margin down here. And we are good to go. The last thing and most important thing to do is to save and publish your work. So to do that, you're going to come down here to this little purple icon. You're going to click it and it'll expand. If you want to come back to your page and work on it at a later time, you can always save it as a draft. Or if you're ready to publish it on your website, you can go ahead and click publish here. And it'll publish it to your site. In another video, I'll show you how to make this page available in your menu up here if you want to. For a lot of landing pages, most people will hide it from their menu, but then they'll advertise it and promote it on places like social media, Facebook, Instagram, and places like that. So that is how you create a page. Let's just compare it to the one that we created earlier. So you can see it's pretty similar to this one. Very simple and straightforward. Again, you can use this video to create just about any page you want to. If you're doing any kind of event, you can use this video to create your image banner up here with the larger text, and then add additional sections with their own elements. You know, your text, it could be a video, could be an image. That gives you the opportunity to do that. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Thank you for watching and have a great day.